Hey friends, how are you guys? I hope all is well with everyone. And I want to thank you and welcome you to Behind the Walls with Candies. I know that the episodes have been coming a little behind schedule, but you guys just got to know that life has been lifing, and your girl got to take care of your girl before I can assist with us take care of us. So, with that being said, my apologies in advance. But I thank you all for still coming to sit down with me, having your drink, and talking about it. So, I have to be honest with you guys. These last three episodes, I have kind of been avoiding because these episodes are going to be the hardest ones for me to discuss with you. However, I'm a woman of my word and I stand on business. So I got to see it through. So tonight's episode is episode 9, and it is entitled Quiet and Devastation. Yeah. A lot of people never know what you really and truly going through in life, in relationships, in situations. And with that being said, sometimes you've got to deal with it on your own, just with the hope. And if you're that type of person in the prayer, that there's going to be a rainbow in the end. So, before we get into it, if you don't mind, grab your drink of choice, come sit down, and let's talk about it. So, as you all remember in episode 8, things started to feel a little weird. Things started to happen in the relationship. Things started to reveal itself that I was unaware of. My heart was attached. There were all the things that was going on. And so I made a choice to continue to move forward in this relationship. However, my heart and my mind were not meeting each other halfway. My heart was saying one thing, and my mind was saying something else, right? And so I started to question every single thing. Naturally, it's a woman's instinct. They like to call them intuitions. It was that. And I just started to pay attention. And while the light was coming on in my head, my heart was not acclimated and it was not reciprocating it at all. Right? So I started to question every single thing. I started to pay attention to every single thing, every minute that went unspoken for, every conversation that went unspoken for, every response that went unspoken for. I started to question it. And I can honestly admit to you guys that I could I could see that started to be troublesome from him because he's so used to, evidently, he was so used to doing whatever he wanted to do, and people like taking whatever he says into account and riding with it because I was the same person, right? I was doing the same thing in hindsight. I know that now, but at at the end of the day, it was just my spidey senses was taking over me. My intuitions were taking over me, and I couldn't let it go. I had more questions, and at first, he gave me answers, so to speak. Yeah, were they the answers that I was looking for? To him, they probably were. To him, they were, but to me, it wasn't enough. It wasn't making sense, and my mind knew it wasn't making sense, but my heart was still like, but we in here, but we love him, but we've done this and we've done that, and da 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 da. Yeah, you know, the usual. But you guys, I knew something wasn't right, so I kept paying attention, and I started to dig more. And I started to look more, and it was like so many things that were just like taking over me. It was like I was having an out of body experience that I couldn't explain. It was something that it was just like driving me. Look at this, look at that, see that, ask this, ask that. So many things. And I knew, my heart knew that it was breaking. My heart knew that something in the milk wasn't clean. But it did not take heed to those warnings, to those red flags. It just didn't. I wanted to believe everything that came out of his mouth. I wanted to trust him. Every I'm sorry, every I'm going to do what it takes, every I want to be with you and I love you, and all those things. Like I wanted to believe that, in my heart wanted to believe that, and that's what it did. It turned a blind eye. Have you all ever known that something wasn't right? You knew in your heart, in your spirit, and your soul that something wasn't right, but you closed your eyes and you turned your head and you said, "Oh, I ain't see what I thought I saw. My eyes are deceiving me. This ain't that. I'm I'm overthinking things." Y'all ever been in that type of situation? In whatever situation it may have been. It ain't necessarily have to be a relationship. It could be anything. You ever feel like that? Have you ever done that? And if you have, in hindsight, that means in today's reality, how you feel about that? In hindsight. I think to myself, Candace, girl, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? How could you overlook all these things? Because you loved him? No, but yeah, because you love him and you care about him and you've invested so much of your heart and your time and your soul into him. You guys, that's when it started to hurt. That's when the love and the time, the dedication, the loyalty started to hurt. I fell victim. I knew that I was a part of the statistic. Again, these last three episodes are the hardest for me because it brings me closer to the reality and farther from the dream. I took my time with this. I procrastinated with this because I really and truly did not want to relive the hurt that I began to feel. But I owe you all a duty. I promised you guys that I was going to see it through, and we were going to see it through together. Blood, sweat, and tears. So here I am, raw, naked, sharing my experience and what I went through in my journey with you all, with the hopes that it give you some sort of inspiration, some sort of enlightenment, some sort of guidance, some sort of aha, light bulb, come on, type of moment. So you can analyze where you are, where you were, and where you're trying to go. This has not been an easy road for me thus far. It's gotten better. I'm growing. I'm healing. But it's gotten better, I guess, over time. They say time heals all things. And I'm a living testimony that that is true. If you trust and you believe in the process, there will absolutely be a light at the end of your tunnel. Let's drink to that. So I'm going to go ahead and end this podcast tonight, you guys. I can't go no farther because it's just going to take me to a place I don't want to go. I'm trying not to be emotional. I'm trying to stand strong for us all that's been in these unconventional relationships and these unconventional situations and situationships. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on Behind the Walls with Candace. If you would love to share your story with me, always feel free to shoot me an email at behindthewallswithcandace@gmail.com. As always, I will protect your privacy. If you want me to reveal and talk about your experience in the open, I will. If you wanted to keep it between you and I'll do the same. It's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to spend your time with me. Thank you so much for grabbing your drink of choice, sitting down, and talking about it. 2 more episodes left. 2 more episodes left. We're going to get there. And then we're going to move on to season 2. I ain't going to reveal what season 2 is about, so don't nobody ask. But season 2 will be coming. But let's get through season 1. And then we're going to move forward. It's been my pleasure. Thank you. And I'll see you soon.